Hi, my name's Alan Sears. It's good to be with you today. I'm going to talk to you about DARPA and its roles in spoken language systems. But first, let me tell you just a few things about myself. I was in the Navy. I was a jet pilot of carriers, flew in Vietnam. I had the opportunity to go to the Naval Postgraduate School in Computer Science. It was excellent program. After that, I was able to fly some more and then go to the Naval Academy where I taught computer science. And after that, fortunate to go to the University of Arizona in information systems. I'm telling you that background to indicate that I was very happy that I could apply to DARPA and get into DARPA as a program manager. As I said before, the purpose of this talk is tell you about DARPA. And I got to have 2 tours there. I know DARPA well. It's an amazing place. DARPA, in a nutshell, makes the impossible possible. How do they do that? They think big. They have what I would call a secret sauce. They have money, freedom to do many things that they want to do, that even if they sound impossible. They have great vision, good leadership, and a culture that allows failure. What kind of businesses say, do this, and if you fail, okay. That's DARPA. They're able to do some of the impossible. In 1994, DARPA was funded to start the Strategic Computing Initiative. For DARPA, that they had a tech base of 4 things: speech recognition, natural language, image understanding, and knowledge-based systems. I'm just going to be talking about the first 2. Groups put in proposals and were selected, and we kicked off very early in 1994. But we were not a cohesive group. The first couple of years would be tough, but we had a mission to do, to build the tech base, and then other offices in DARPA were going to have applications that would pull on the tech base. There were 4 tasks specifically that we needed to do, and I'm going to go over those quickly with you. I'm going to read them because there's a lot of information. The first task was development of human language technologies, as we've spoken. Specifically, we wanted to go from speaker-dependent to speaker-independent speech recognition. Second, combining speech recognition and language understanding to achieve spoken language understanding in context. Third, application pull to shorten the development time. And fourth, establish an infrastructure to support our technology development. The second task was to harden speech technology once we achieved some level of goodness. We wanted to go from isolated words, very difficult to talk in isolated words, to continuous speech. We wanted to go from speaker dependent, where the system could only be used by one person who trained that system, to speaker independent speech recognition. And we wanted to go from a small vocabulary to a large vocabulary. Our third task, and a very important one, was to combine speech recognition and language understanding to achieve speech understanding. That meant using syntax and semantics to narrow the search space and add discourse and dialogue to achieve understanding in context. And finally, the fourth task was for DARPA to provide infrastructure to support the research. Very, very important. 4 tasks under that. Collect data to support the technology development and the evaluations. Establish mechanisms to formally evaluate progress. Mix cooperation along with competition, and to use realistic tasks that could then be realized for using the technology and shorten the technology transfer. An amazing thing happened around 1991. The people who were in the DARPA program met at Carnegie Mellon, right here, Carnegie Mellon, in an auditorium just like this. And we were given a task. Take a microphone, talk into it, say anything you want, and it would come up on a screen with errors and with a time delay, but that's what they said was going to happen. So we started. I was in the front row. I said my piece. I looked up. I saw the words coming, and I was just thrilled. We finally had done the impossible. We could get a transcription of that in reasonable time and with minimal error rates, and it was fun. I had left DARPA just a little before, and we started really to work on the issue of combining the speech recognition with the natural language folks. We had a meeting in Pennsylvania, and it was not so good. We all used the same words. However, the two sides did not understand what the others were saying completely. So we started work on that, and I left DARPA. Charles Wayne took over from me, and a lot of great work was being done. Later, I came back, got another 4 years with DARPA and in the speech and language arena. And that's when we were doing really well in helping develop applications that defense could understand how we'd use the technology and that industry might pick up. In fact, it was being picked up. And DARPA had another program at that time where they were looking at, let's say, planning for missions from very different groups. The internet was humming. We could do so many things. And Dave Gunning was the head of an important program showing how planning could be done, and he included the speech understanding systems in that. Good success in that program. So amazing thing happened then. SRI had been doing the work for the planning between groups, and they really had shown some great capability. And then Steve Jobs at Apple called up and said he wanted to talk to the SRI group and the venture capitalists that were involved, and he wanted to buy the technology. It took some time. It took some negotiations. But Steve got what he wanted, and the rest is history. Siri was born, and spoken language systems was born real time. You know, a lot of things have happened since then. Today, you show a kid a phone, they know how to use Siri, they know how to use Alexa, they ask questions, they talk with it. That's spoken language systems. That is understanding along with the transcriptions of what they're saying. That is gathering information over the internet. DARPA had a role in every part of that. It's amazing. And I think we all know that. Everyone in this room know that. Well, that's where DARPA played. Now I just want to end by recognizing 4 different people. Number 1, Bob Kahn. Bob Kahn got the Turing Award for his work in the ARPANET. No, actually his work in the internet, but he was the architect for the ARPANET at first. Also, Raj, for his leadership at Carnegie Mellon. So many things in artificial intelligence were brought along, and speech and language started becoming one of the stars in AI, and it still is today. And Kai-Fu Lee, who I believe Raj was his thesis advisor, really laid down the way that spoken language systems should work. And his dissertation was open to others to have, and a whole new kind of industry in spoken language systems has started. And Victor Zhu, Victor and his team at MIT were very clever in building little videos that could help the whole effort move forward and meet the future. Please join me in giving a big hand to all 4 of these individuals. All right.